Hi, I'm Gianna and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited that you decided to stop by. I'm also really pumped because today we're talking about my favorite one and done eyeshadows. And even though I have a bit of a sizable eyeshadow palette collection, I find myself reaching for these single eyeshadows the most because I've got small little hooded eyes, and so sometimes I feel overwhelmed thinking about where to place all these different shadows or even just the colors that'll go together. So it's really nice to have this collection of reliable products that I can just swipe on and be done. So I have four main categories for my one and done eyeshadows. I have warm bronzy shades, and I feel like these are the most flattering for my skin tone. I think warm colors just really pop. I also have my sheer glittery ones. So these have a really sheer base and just add a little bit of sparkle and are also great for layering on top of other eyeshadows. Then I have my cool taupes and browns. These, sometimes they feel a little harder for me to pull off, but I love them in the fall and winter. And last, I have colorful, fun shades. These are my duochromes and a green that I'm loving right now. So we're gonna go through each shade. I'll talk about what I like about them, how I use them. We'll do swatches. It'll be a fun time. I love swatches. First category are my warm coppers and bronzes. I love these for an easy daytime look that just adds some warmth. Don't have to think too much about it. Maybe some bronzer in the crease if you want to go crazy. So first up, I have the NYX Glow Shot in Wow Cacao. This is a very warm copper with some silver reflex. This is the most metallic of the group by far. The formula is really thin and almost watery, so that makes it easy to sheer out on your lid, or you can also kind of build it up in the center of the lid if you want more boom metallic power. I've been reaching for this a lot recently when I just want a sheer wash of color on my lid, but I don't want to really take away from what else might be the star of the show, like if I'm doing too much blush or too much highlighter. That's what I want the look to be about, but this just adds a nice overall warmth. Next, I have a ColourPop Super Shock shadow in the shade Rosebud. This is a recent discovery from last year, and I am loving this chocolatey shade. It is just bronzy, chocolatey goodness with some silver and gold reflex. I think this is a really great day or night option. In the sun, it pulls like a lighter chocolate, but at nighttime, you can add some darker brown in the crease and it just looks like melted dark chocolate on your lids. Sounds messy, but it looks pretty good. Next is the KVD Dazzle Stick in the shade Electro Bolt. And this is a light bronze with a like green-blue reflect. It's what I'm wearing on my lids today. It's so reflective and perfect for a sunny day because the blue glitters in it make it look almost wet. I just love seeing it bounce around in the sun. The formula itself feels quite emollient, so I didn't expect it to last that long on my lids, but it had a surprisingly long wear time and without losing that dazzle, that shine. It also didn't crease on my hooded eyes, so cheers to that. Next is a Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon eyeshadow stick in the shade Amber Haze. This is a deep shimmery bronze with tiny orange reflex. I like using this as an eyeshadow and also as an eyeliner because of the stick format, so I feel like that makes it versatile. And it is seriously budge proof. Like, you need to think about what you want to do with it before you put it on your eye because you do not have time to mess around. But also, once it sets, it is not going anywhere. Like, you need to use makeup remover. You can't just smudge it off. This eyeshadow is like a classy turtleneck to me. I don't reach for it that often because I'm really into sparkle and shine right now, but dang, does it look nice on. Lastly, in my bronze and coppery shade collection, I have the Kiko Milano eyeshadow stick in the shade 06, golden brown. This is a very shimmery medium brown with a strong silver reflect. It's a really pigmented and smooth formula that you can just use the pencil and it glides over your lids like it feels like butter. You also have a bit of time to work with it before it sets, but then once it sets, it's not going anywhere. Like, even when I rub on the swatch, no shimmers come off on my hand once it sets. Okay, moving on to my personal favorite category are my sheer glitters. Most of the time, I just want as much glitter on my eye as possible, so I reach for these quite often. I don't even have to stress about color coordination because these shades go with everything. First, we have ColourPop's Ritz, which is a sheer beige base with silver glitter. And I do mean tons of silver glitter, like it is packed in there. If you like glittery, wet-looking eyes, I feel like this shade is a must-have because it's quite affordable, and now that ColourPop's in Target, it's also really accessible. They don't have all of their products in Target, that would be kind of insane, but this shade is just such a cult favorite that they've got that one. And I like to wear this with a heavy blush and just slather it on my lids, and I just feel really cute. Like, it just reliably makes me feel like a star. Next is Urban Decay's Space Cowboy, and this is commonly grouped together with Ritz because they're kind of dupes of each other. I find that this one is more of a sheer peachy tan base with, again, oodles of silver glitter. It's the exact same finish as Ritz in my opinion. Maybe it's because of the texture, it's a little slipperier, and I think it's easier to move around the glitters on your eye and disperse them. So that gives it more of a wet, reflective quality. But honestly, on your eyes, no one's really gonna know the difference. I just happen to have both. I do reach for this over Ritz sometimes because of the texture that I mentioned. It just feels a little more luxurious than a Super Shock shadow. I'll also say this, Space Cowboy has been in my collection longer than this Ritz, and it's performing better. I think just because the Super Shock shadow is more prone to dry out, and the Space Cowboy is just a pressed powder. Okay, my last sheer glitter is another colourpop shadow, and this is in a little Quarky. It has a light copper base with more of a metallic silver finish. It's a little deeper than the other two that I've mentioned, and so I reach for it more often just because it looks more seamless with my skin tone. It's not as attention-grabbing full of glitter like the other two, but it's still really sparkly, and I think that makes it perfect for every day. Moving on to my cool taupes and browns. I used to shy away from cool tones because I didn't think that they worked with my skin tone, but I feel like I found a grouping that really complements my brown eyes. And I especially love these shades in fall and winter. They bring a little bit of edginess that I feel pairs well with the cool air. So first up, we've got some Super Shock shadows. This is Birthday Wish from ColourPop. It was for their 4th birthday. And it's a light champagne base with pink and purple glitters that gives it a cool lavender effect. I enjoy pairing it with a purple liner to really bring out that purple glitter, and it also looks phenomenal with my brown eyes. The lightness of the base is a bit more obvious on my skin tone, so it isn't as seamless, and it does kind of stand out a bit. Next is Birthday Boy, and this is a shimmery taupe with silver glitter. It's not too silver for my skin tone, but it's still a cooler shade, and I really like this for every day because it isn't too light. I think that's how I've made these cool shades kind of work for me, is that if they're too light against my skin tone, I think it creates a contrast that isn't as flattering. But when we move towards medium or deeper cool tones, I think that's my sweet spot. Speaking of deeper cool tones, next we have Bodyography's Caviar. And these glitter pigments are so stunning just in general. They're a really firm, kind of powdery texture, and they just glide on super easily to the lids. But Caviar in particular is a deep brown, like a gray brown with silver reflex. You can create such a pretty smoky eye with this shade. I love rubbing this all over and then concentrating more near my lash line to get that kind of deep, moody effect. And it's just an instant mood that is so effortless, and it looks effortless too. Like, it just looks, hey. And rounding out this category, we've got 2 more shadow sticks. Another Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon, this time in the shade Dark Pearl. This is a deep purple-leaning taupe with subtle shimmer. It's really not in your face at all, but it is a beautiful smoky color that I also like to use as a liner. And lastly, we have the Kiko Milano Shadow Stick in 05 Rosy Brown. This is a purpley rose gold with silver shimmer. This is a very metallic finish that is super impactful on the lids with just one swipe, and I like that it can be sheared out because you do have some playtime, but you can also build it up in the center of your lid to get that metallic moment. And again, it's just such a long-lasting formula. I really like these eyeshadow sticks because once they set, they're not going anywhere. You're not gonna get any fallout under your eyes. I love it. Our last category, fun shades. I have a ton of colorful eyeshadows that I could put all over my lid. I mean, any eyeshadow is a one and done, if you believe. But these 3 are the most eye-catching and striking in my collection. First, I have Urban Decay's Solstice, and this is in their Moondust formula, so you know it's gonna be super sparkly. It has a deep copper base with a blue-pink duochrome shift, and I think that deep base makes it so special on my skin tone, and helps it blend in and look a little more seamless. I've had this particular shadow since 2016, and it is still wowing me every single time that I use it. The shimmers and shift in the shadow are just so special, and I love reaching for it when I just want to bring some pop to a regular look, or if I'm feeling moody and I don't really want something too bright on my lids. Just the shift that it has gives you this like mysterious aura, and I can't get enough of it. Next, I have another Super Shock shadow from ColourPop, and this is in the shade Rooftop Cocktails. And this is similar in shift to Solstice, but it's a bit lighter. So this has a medium pink base, still with that blue pink shift. This shade just looks so nice on brown eyes, and I love it for a more subtle duochrome look. And if you want to go crazy, you can put this all over and maybe layer Solstice in the middle. I don't know, just throwing it out there. All right, my last shadow is the shade Green Juice from ColourPop, and I am currently infatuated with this shade. It is the most metallic chartreuse, and I think it looks awesome with my hair and skin tone. And I especially love that such a bold color doesn't need to be prepped. You don't need to baby it and use like a white base to get it to show up on my skin tone. Because some colors look so lovely and then I put it on and it just doesn't pop like it does on lighter skin tones. But this one, no problems at all, and I love it for that. Y'all, those are my one and done eyeshadows, my whole collection, the ones that I reach for on lazy makeup days, indecisive makeup days, which are most of my makeup days. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know if there are any easy one and done products that you reach for. I really think that's kind of my vibe for 2023 for life. I just want to keep things simple and fun and make the most out of the products that I have. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.